White Wreck 85 coming to you from the old basement today. What we're going to do is put a Mossy Oak graphics film wrap on this Remington 870 Express. I had a video out there using the Camo Form tape. This is the Mossberg that we've been using for turkey the last couple of years, and I put the Camo Form tape on there, and got a message saying check out this Mossy Oak product, the Mossy Oak graphics product. So I have this Remington Express that I don't have anything on, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on that, and we'll kind of take a look at a little bit of a difference. One thing with our camo tape, I was not able to get the receiver and the foregrip. I wasn't able to do anything with that. Was able to do the barrel, basically only just that first part of the barrel and then the stock. But this is supposed to do basically just about the whole gun, and look pretty good as a skin. Almost looks like it's dipped in camo, hopefully. So we're going to go through that and see how that looks today. Here's where we need to get started. Screwdriver to loosen the recoil pad, of course our Mossy Oak graphics skin, and I brought a scissors just in case, have a razor, have some old Amazon cards to smooth some of the bubbles out, have just the alcohol and a hair dryer for some heat, and a few rags that we can use. So that's about it to get started. This stock is a little bit on the older side. It has some scratches in it, but if you have it something newer and you want to check out, make sure that you if you're going to put some alcohol on here to take some of your oil or the residue from your fingers, the oil from your fingertips. Maybe you want to do a real small spot on the bottom here to test that out, to make sure that anything you're putting on there is not going to ruin your stock, because you can take this back off again. This is removable like this. One thing, the Camo Form Wrap is not waterproof. You have to actually, if it gets wet, you have to take it off, let it dry, and then reapply it, where this is supposedly waterproof. So that's one good thing, so you really shouldn't have to take it off. It says it has a life of 5 to 7 years on there. Probably really depends on how much you use your firearm and how long it's out there in the weather, whether you're a duck hunter and it's out there in the rain and water a lot, or basically you're using it a few days here or there. So I'm going to clear the desk here. I'm going to go ahead and break this down, this Remington down, loosen this butt plate up a little bit, recoil pad, and go ahead and get started. One thing I'm not going to do, and you can, is actually you can bring your camo tape all the way up and over and I got a I think it's a True Glow turkey choke on here, but I'm not going to cover that up, but you can if you want, but I'm not going to. But they say you can if you have a ported barrel. You just cut your holes for your barrel and you're fine, which is certainly something else good. I know I couldn't do that if I was using this tape product. On the instructions, it does say to take your foregrip off to do this, but I'm going to try to do it with it on there. To take this off, I don't have the right tool for it, and if anything, I'd be using the wrong tools and possibly scratching things up, and I don't really think I need to. So I'm going to try to do it without taking that off of there. But they do recommend you take it off, but I'm not going to. So let's get our product out of the box. Let's take a look at this. And our receiver, right and left butt stocks or stocks, and this is for the foregrip, this solid piece for the foregrip. It was a little cold down here this morning in the basement. It's pretty cold out. It's been hovering about 15 or 20 outside. Tried to have this stuff upstairs to let it warm up a little bit. But as I put this on, that's what I'm going to use this for. I'm going to heat the firearm up itself, whatever part I'm working on. I'm going to heat up the piece just a little bit before I start working with it, so it's a little bit easier. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on just to warm it up just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start with the stock itself. And again, of course, this was unloaded. The barrel's out, so you would certainly think it was. And I'm going to go over the stock just to make sure everything is, all the oils from my hand and any of the CLP that I use is off. I'm not gonna go heavy with this, not too heavy. And go ahead and start underneath, just like I mentioned before. And from what I can see, no harm's coming to it, so I'm just going to go over everything. And then take a dry one. Of course, you know how alcohol is. It's basically just about dry by the time you put it on there. Alright, and I'm going to start by doing this right hand side first and loosen the butt plate up a little bit. There's a little bit of a crack here. I didn't take it off all the way, but I'll be able to get my razor in there, make a nice cut, and then close up on that. So let's zoom in a little bit. And here's our right side of the stock and our right hand side piece. And I'm actually just going to warm this up a little bit. Again, warming that up just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more pliable. I'm going to try not to do too many relief cuts. So I'm going to start by peeling this off and getting this centered on here. One nice thing about it, you can lift up if you need to take this back off. You don't have it in the right spot. You can lift back up again. Show you on this side. Looks a little bit better, nice centered. So we'll go ahead and start with this. And again, you can use your credit card or a card to smooth some of the bubbles out if you need to. Work some of those out. Getting any wrinkles in there, you can work those out. Now this is the spot where you would have to do a lot of relief cutting, especially right in here around the hand grip. I'm going to try just using heat to do this and not put a lot of relief cuts in here. Not sure if it's going to work good or not, but let's go ahead and try that. Seem to make it a little bit more pliable, a little bit more stretchy now. Just a little bit of a wrinkle in there. Let's see if I can get that out. Again, without making any relief cuts in there. Worked pretty good on the top. Let's go ahead and do underneath now. Let's get this warmed up. There is a big difference. Once you warm it up, you can feel it's a lot more stretchy. And I'm going to come back and cut some of this off, so I'm not really worried about this right now. And let's go ahead and get around this grip. And it looks like I'm going to make one cut right in here. And this isn't down all the way, but I'm really not worrying about that because I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut that right now. Again, I have my razor. First thing I'll do is go ahead and go around where the recoil pad is. Make sure all my wrinkles are out. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. So I'm going to save these and possibly do a flashlight or something else. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to trim that piece up. I am going to go right around this trigger guard and up through center line, and then do the exact same thing on the top here. Just going through the material itself. Have just about the one side finished. Going to go right around the receiver right here. It's fairly easy to cut through the material itself without worrying about scarring either the stock or the receiver. It's almost, if you're familiar with working with silk screen, it's very, very similar to that feel of your depth of cut. And again, any wrinkles that you have, a little bit of heat, a little bit of finger work, and those wrinkles come right out. And I made one relief cut right here, but that was it. So I didn't make a lot of cuts in here around the hand grip with some extra heat. Certainly made that pliable enough. Make my line right down the top here and trim that off. So there we have one side of the stock finished. Go ahead and start working on this left-hand side, and I'll see you when it's done. I'm going to go ahead and warm this up so the material will stick good to it, be nice and pliable. Save that piece too. And the feel of your razor depth is pretty easy to get used to. I really didn't seem like I had a hard time getting used to that at all. So again, I have a little bit of an overlap, and I'm going to use it like that and warm it up. And if you have some wrinkles, use your hand and work those wrinkles right out. Go ahead and tighten up this recoil pad right now. So the stock is finished. I really think it looks good. Turn it around. Really think it looks a lot better like this than the Camo Form Wrap. One thing the Camo Form Wrap does have going for it is very easy to grip. There is a little bit of a line right here where I have my cut, and you can make that a little wavy if you want it to blend in more, but this actually looks pretty good just like this, so I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on the barrel, and then come back for the receiver and then do the foregrip. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started on the barrel. What they tell you to do when they're putting it on is actually don't go underneath. If you have a rib barrel, don't go underneath of the barrel itself. I think I'm going to try to actually do that and see what happens. So go ahead and get started on this. There's our big piece for the barrel. Okay, it looks like I'll have about 2 inches left on this end. I'm going to go ahead and warm the barrel up and the material itself. And don't forget your alcohol to use on all the parts before you go ahead and put this down. Okay, we have the barrel, and we can see where the barrel goes right into the firearm right here. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and start the product. And go ahead and wrap it around from there. Okay, line this right up with the ridge vent. Again, if it's not right the first time, take it off, do it again. It's a great thing about this product. Go ahead and make a cut. Start to roll this around with your hand. You saw as I warmed that up how fluid it was getting. I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap some of this through the vents on the barrel, the rib barrel itself, and that's where your cards are going to come in. You can cut these cards so you can slide those in there. So now I know it'll fit through, be able to put that material through. Do some cuts. Use my Amazon card to go ahead and push this through. Finished up with the barrel. It took some extra time to try to get that under the ribbed. And so you really don't need to do that, but I decided to go ahead and do it. That's really your choice, but it came out nice. The barrel is completed, and we'll set that aside and continue on. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the receiver next. Of course, I'll have to cut out for our ejection and anything else. I think that's probably about it. We know all the oils are off of there. It's nice and dry, warmed up a little bit. It's not hot, and again, these aren't hot, but I've made them just a little bit more pliable. Really seems like it was made for this Remington. That should do it right there. And work it with your fingers. Heat it up. Get it stuck on there good. We'll come back, do a little bit of trimming. And right here, instead of making any relief cuts, again, I'm going to try to heat the material up, so that's not necessary. I'd rather work with a heat than go ahead and make relief cuts. Go ahead and make a trim our excess off here and make a little cut right here where we are loading our shells up in. Since it's not going to go all the way around from what it looks like, I could take one of my spare pieces and put it right around the bottom here, which I think I'm going to do. And you almost can't tell that it's two pieces there. Smooth that down, and it came out real nice. So I'll be able to eject the shells without any issues. It does come with some Mossy Oak stickers that you can put wherever you want. When I get a sponsorship, I'll be putting those stickers on my shotgun. Receiver was done, it was quick, easy. Again, this is the Treestand camo pattern. Again, I chose this really because when I'm out there turkey hunting, there's not that many green leaves. Pennsylvania and Delaware, when the season opens in mid-April for Delaware and early May for Pennsylvania. So all I have left right now is our foregrip. Again, I'm not going to take this off because I don't have the correct tool to do that, and I'm not going to get in there and try to do it with screwdrivers and scratch things up. So let's go ahead and do that. Have my piece cut perfectly on there, so I can go ahead and now do this. Let me go ahead and warm these up. makes it nice. And I'm going to go ahead and start over here and go all the way around. And a nice big leftover. It's right up so it contours. You want to go ahead and do the front, you can also go ahead and do the front. That's certainly all up to you. Let's get some of these other wrinkles out, and we're just about done. Here we are, completed. Quite impressed with the product. This really, it doesn't even look like the same shotgun. It's totally different. It looks like basically one of the nice ones that come completely camoed from the factory at this point. Again, I could have done on the tops of the foregrip here, probably should have as I look at it now, but I'm not really worried about it too much. I really think it came out well. Very impressed with the product, and to the point that I'll probably be taking my Mossberg, which I had that wrap on, and go ahead and I'm going to do this one with it. This one took me a couple hours to do. Cut a lot out of the video. Certainly didn't want to bore you for hours doing it. Just like anything else, once you do it once, you're going to be able to do it a lot faster because you're going to know exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to put them next to each other, get some close-ups. But again, the Mossy Oak Camo Wrap skin, I'm very, very impressed with it. I think the firearm really looks good. The shotgun really looks good now. With a little photoshopping, you can see the before, the camo wrap, and then the after, and what a difference it made. Looking excellent. One thing you do want to do once you're finished, go over it again with your heat gun or hair dryer, get it up into some warm temperatures. Make sure you don't take it out and use it for at least 12 hours. I actually leave it a few days in nice warm temperatures, and then go ahead and take it out into the field. It's White Rook 85 signing out off the Delmarva Peninsula today. Everybody have a good one.